Okay, I've glued these two pieces together. Again, this is copper pod flame, and I think this might be cedar. Okay, I'm going to drill this 1 1/8. You can see the center is marked there. I'm going to use that to put in this drive center. That should hold it pretty well. Well, I have it mounted now, and it should be pretty smooth here. Let me turn it on. Over 800 RPM, so that's good. So I've turned this into a cylinder. I have noticed my last video, maybe it'll be the last one, might be some recent video, was talking about having marks in a circular pattern or whatever around the board. And you can see that when I machined this, it's it's digging in. It's round, but it's rough. And in some of these areas, it's probably in, a 32nd of an inch or something, maybe a little bit less than that. And that is probably hard to get rid of without taking off more and more wood. You can see the cedar looks better than that, but you can see, and I don't know if this video is taking care of showing that or not, but right here, right there in particular, and you can see it here, it's pretty rough. I'm going to have to be very careful, sharpen way more often than I usually do, to cut this so that it cuts as opposed to tearing. Okay, I'm going to fill some of these cracks. They may get machined away when I get done, but I wanted to fill them so that they were smooth. So I'm putting coffee grounds and super glue. So we'll see how that goes. I'll do the rest of these off camera. Okay, I'm going to drill this at 2.1 inches for a mortise. Okay, one thing I keep forgetting about is that you can't form the taper here for the dovetail in the condition when you're making a mortise, because your tool has to come in from this angle. If I had a tool that had a special shape on it that I came in from this way, but I don't have that tool, the mortising tool that Technitool makes is really only meant to access exactly like this. And it's really for mortises. It's not for tenons, because tenon is the wrong shape. You'd have to use it that way. So it'd be nice if it had a hook on it this way, and it was nice if this was upside down so that you could make tenons. Okay, I got this 2 1/4 inch Forstner bit. That's my biggest, well, the biggest one's smaller than the size I need to put this in. This needs to be around 3 1/2. So I'm just going to do 2 1/4 and then machine the rest out with the lathe chisels. So we'll see how that goes. And I have to have it that deep. Okay. Well, you can see the tenon broke off. It's cross grain here, so it just split along the lines like I was trying to make firewood or something. My intent is not to put this back in, but to mount it and put with the live center here and the drive into this hole here, and it'll be centered pretty well, and make a new tenon. That's going to take a little bit more effort than I want to do today. Okay, I've remounted it. This is just a pressure plate. I'm going to use this to push against the nice little circle that's in there. Let me move this over here. And then conveniently the mortise or the tenon broke off with the center still showing, so I was able to just put this right back in the center. Plus that was pretty straight anyway. But I should be able to easily do this, cut this off and reform the tenon and the foot and whatever else. Plus, for that matter, the cup is over here somewhere, so I'm going to be cutting all this off anyway. Okay, I've successfully turned this around. I've gone to my medium size 4-jaw chuck, so I've got a tenon that's 3 point something inches, and so this is turned around, it's recentered. I'm going to start working here. Let me move it over here. So I'm going to start working on this. So this fits in now. I'm going to have to open it up a little bit more just to make it a little bit looser, but it'll go in. And I've got to thin this up so that it'll fit inside that rim. So it's good. It goes all the way in. Once this sinks in a little bit more, I might have to take the bottom a little deeper, because I think I'm like right at the bottom of this and the bottom of that are about touching. Not quite, but very close. And when I sink this in another 1/8 of an inch, it's going to probably touch. Okay, I'm getting ready to try and salvage this yet again. You can see I turned this around since my tenon broke again. The top of this was pretty flat. Conveniently, it's just big enough to be grabbed by my largest chuck here. This is just barely big enough because there's 1/16 of an inch of space there, so it couldn't have been much smaller than it was. I'm going to reform this end and put in a woodworm screw, because the woodworm screw is the only thing I think that will stay in this. And I've got a lot of extra wood here. I'll probably try and make this into something once I get done with this mug, or I may just give up because I'm not having any good luck. But in any case, that's where I am. Okay, it took me a little bit of effort, but I've got this on. I think it's pretty square. It seems like that's spinning nicely centered. So when I turn it around, hopefully that end is not swinging wild. Okay, I've reformed all the ends here. I'm going to put the mug liner in there for now, and got to get it set. There, that's in. And I'm going to use this pool noodle piece as a pressure plate with my conical live center. So I'm going to push that over. I'm going to play with it a little bit. It's pretty much centered. So I'll tighten it up a little bit more. Oops, yep, unlocked. Now that should hold pretty well and reduce some of the, it won't reduce any of the motion so much here at the end, but it'll put some pressure between the live center and the drive center over here. And maybe I can make it tighter. Okay, I filled these holes earlier, but that was before I took off some wood. So I've taken off wood, so some of them have voids. So I'm just going to put some thick CA glue in them. Well, as you can see, I decided to put some coffee grounds in also. So we'll see what that does after I machine it off. I'm going to let it cure a little bit. So I've super glued this insert in place. I'm going to leave this bulky. I kind of like the look of it. And I got a little bit of super glue on here. I've got to do a little more steel wool to remove it. It's very minor. But I use thick super glue. Oh, okay, I'm going to put on a coat of tung oil. I've been using that lately. I might not use it again. I've got some other finishes that I want to try. Okay, here's my latest project. It has been a struggle, but I've made it with 2 pieces of wood bonded together. The lighter colored wood there is copper pod flame, I think. It's correct in the video, but it was labeled that way. And then there's cedar, the darker wood there is red cedar. I don't believe it has a scent, so I don't think it's aromatic cedar. But in any case, I had multiple come off of the mount in this. Each time I was able to recover. And I included here the insert that I bought, just so you could get a feel for how big I made the mug compared to the insert. So the insert is much smaller than the mug. I kind of like the look of that, but I've seen people make them much thinner, and that is more practical probably to be thinner. But in any case, it's an interesting wood. It has a little bit of chatoyance. And I finished this with, what did I finish it with? Tung oil. And additionally, some of these darker areas are where I've had, like right there in particular, tear out. It's caused by me just being overly aggressive. And it turned out pretty good. It was fun to do, even though it took me multiple times to fix the problems I had. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe for more similar wood turning videos. Please comment on the video and I should respond. If you want to be notified when my next video comes out, then click the bell. I make a video about once a week.